Welcome to Toya Talks Wrestling. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Smackdown December 6th. And this one was also a very good Smackdown. Really enjoyed this one. Let's go ahead and start off with the ladies. So, as you know, we have the Triple Threat Tournament. Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton versus Elektra Lopez. But before I talk about that, I'll talk about a backstage segment where Bianca Belair was wishing Naomi good luck on her match. And here comes like Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And they pretty much was just talking crap to them and saying like, oh, you're going to need luck and everything like that. And then I don't remember if it was Piper or Chelsea basically blaming either Bianca Belair or Naomi being the attacker of Jade and stuff like that. And Bianca Belair obviously got mad and stuff like that. So she says, I'll see Piper Niven in the ring later on tonight and stuff like that. So they have a match later on tonight. But let's go back to the Triple Threat match. Now I don't know why Tiffany Stratton is in this match in the first place. I mean, she's the Money in the Bank winner, so it's like you can just cash in on that and get that title from Nia. So I don't know why she's in it. They were in like Minnesota, that is her home state, I guess, whatever. So she ended up winning the actual match, which caused by Candice LeRae, because it looked like Naomi was going to win, and Candice LeRae came in there for the distraction, which, I mean, is allowed because it's a triple threat match, and there's no disqualification, so, I mean, she could have went in there with a freaking chair and a baseball bat and beat the crap out of her, what does it matter? But, so, Naomi did her thing, and then Tiffany Stratton pretty much threw her out the ring, and then did the beautiful moonsault on Elektra Lopez for the pin. The crowd was happy about it and everything else like that. So next week we got Bayley versus Chelsea Green and Michin versus Tiffany Stratton. Now, I had said in the beginning of this whole tournament when it first started that I thought that they would probably go with Bayley and Naomi just to make the title name for it. But my choice was, and has always been, Chelsea versus Michin, right? Because at the end of the day, who's this belt for? This belt is for the mid-card players. I don't really think that Bayley is a mid-card. She's won world titles before. And even though Tiffany Stratton has not won a singles title yet, I still don't think she is a mid-card player. And plus, she has the Money in the Bank. She can easily just cash on Nia anytime she wants to, right? So, again, I don't know if it's going to be Chelsea Green or Michin that's going to win, but I think it's going to be Chelsea Green and Michin at the, not Survivor Series, but at Saturday Night's main event. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping for, because it's like there's no point. Unless I do it Chelsea versus Tiffany Stratton, and you know it can be a callback from like Money in the Bank when like Tiffany threw Chelsea into the freaking tables and stuff like that, and she can have a win over her. That would be cool. But I really wish it was just Michin and Chelsea. That's what I'm going for because it's a mid-card title, and Tiffany and Bayley are not mid-card players. They're just not. I mean, this ain't like. And I don't want to feel like if I'm insulting like Chelsea Green and Michin, because I'm definitely not. I really like Michin. I think she's an incredible freaking wrestler. Same as Chelsea Green. But, you know, there's like spots that these women have. And, you know, maybe when they win these titles and stuff like that, and I can think of who better competitor could be than have a title than Chelsea or Michin. I like Michin earlier. On X earlier the other day, and she was talking about making her shot, and I'm like, you go girl. I'm like backing you up all the way for sure, right? So I don't know how it's gonna happen. I'm guessing there's gonna be some distractions because, you know, Bayley and in difference with fucking Candice and not Naomi, but Nia Jax and stuff like that. So who knows who knows? I mean, it could be Bailey versus Tiffany, but I'm just like, I really don't want to see that. I don't know. I'm going for Michin and Chelsea Green in the finals, though. But congratulations to Tiffany. All right, so we had the match between Bianca Belair and Piper Niven, and this one was probably a really good match. This was amazing match. So Bianca Belair had broken one of her ribs in the War Games and stuff like that. A lot of people got injured in the War Games and stuff. That I'll go through that later. But like I said, they were fighting over the fact that, you know, basically Piper Niven and Chelsea Green accused Bianca Belair of, like, you know, taking out her friend and her partner and stuff like that. So yep, it ended up with Bianca Belair winning by at one point, you know, Chelsea Green was, you know, doing interference and stuff like that. She ends up going up on the apron, and, you know, Bianca Belair kind of threw her in there, and Piper Niven was on the second rope, and Bianca Belair picked her up in the KOD position, walks over in the middle of the ring with Piper Niven, and pretty much KOD'd her onto what's her face, Chelsea Green, for the win and stuff like that. So later on, Brian Saxon came up to Bianca Belair and told her, because Bianca Belair pretty much, you know, accused, like I said before, if I didn't say, I'm saying it now, of Piper Niven of, you know, attacking Jade Cargill, and then Brian Saxon's like, no, she didn't attack her, and Bianca's like, how do you know? And he's like, because I was there with her. I saw her through that whole damn time when, you know, she was attacking, stuff like that. So you can just, you know, cross out Piper Niven's, you know, for the assault. I think it's either Naomi, Bianca Belair, or Bailey. I don't know if it's really Bailey, because Bailey just got done being a heel and she just turned face recently. There is no really need for her to attack Jade, and for what reason? To get at Bianca Belair, I don't really get that. It could be Bianca Belair because reasons, you know, maybe she doesn't want to be a tag title anymore. Maybe she's like, she wants the world title and she feels like, you know, Jay's holding her back or something like that. Could be that. Or it could be Naomi. Could be Naomi because since she's coming back, you know, she has not been having such a good run, and Jade Cargill did eliminate her back in Royal Rumble earlier this year, and, you know, it's like, why is she partnered with Jade, and why she get to be champion, like tag team champions and stuff like that, and everything else. So it'll make a lot of sense. So, you know, either Bianca or Naomi. Probably would go with Naomi, but I wouldn't mind if it's Bianca, because I really been wanting to have Bianca return heel. So, but also Bianca versus Naomi feud, you know, until Jade comes back, would be a good feud too. I could see it. So the next thing I like to talk about, we got new WWE Tag Team Champions. So backstage, the Street Profits were taken out, and I don't mean out to dinner. They were laid out. I don't know what the heck is going on backstage in these WWE events lately these days, but it's out the minorities too for some reason. I don't know why. I think even in NXT, someone got taken out backstage. But anyways, Street Profits were taken out. They were supposed to fight the Motor City Machine Guns for the title, but obviously they can't because they're out. Coincidentally, Johnny Gargano happened to be around and basically told Nick Aldis that they could go for the titles, and, you know, so that way, you know, they keep the match or whatever, stuff like that. And Nick Aldis was gonna say no, but then the Motor City Machine Guns were like, yeah, we can fight anybody, let them fight us and stuff like that. So, you know, hesitantly he said yes, because he knows that Ciampa was the one that freaking jumped the Street Profits from behind us, whatever, and stuff like that. Come on now, who else would it have been? Anyways, So then they had their match, right? During this match, I was also mention, because I haven't been talking about these Gargano and also Ciampa lately, but they have been kind of like fighting a lot, kind of like, you know, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They have been fighting a lot and not been getting along, you know. Tommaso Ciampa is kind of upset that, you know, Johnny Gargano is friends with the Motor City Machine Guns, and they had been the Motor Machine Guns pretty much just got the tag title. So as they got here, they didn't even work or anything else like that, whatever. And so he's kind of upset about that. So during the whole match, it was going back and forth between those two. It ended up Tommaso Ciampa accidentally kicking Gargano in the face, and he fell out onto the floor. And Ciampa was pretty much dominating the whole match, pretty much, despite like both Sabian and Shelly back and forth and stuff like that. And eventually, you know, Gargano gets up and he gets on the apron and stuff like that, and you know, Ciampa goes and tags them in and stuff like that, and says, I think he even pushes him on the ground and says, go handle it, your business, right? Like, handle it and stuff like that. And he's like, you know, Gargano's like this being like kind of like being friendly to like the Machine Guns, because, you know, they're all friends and they've been knowing each other since like back in the day and stuff like that, right? Eventually, you know, Ciampa's like, what the heck are you doing and stuff like that, right? Like, what are you doing? He's like, and Gargano's like, just leave me alone, right? Just leave. You just go away. I'll handle it, right? I'll handle it, right? And then Ciampa's like left the he steps out from the apron, goes over to the announce table, talks to Corey Graves and Michael Cole, and he's like, he's useless. He's freaking useless, right? And then he goes back and he brings in the chair, and the ref sees him with the chair, right? So the ref's trying to stop him, right? As this is happening, Gargano is pretty much in a position for the skull and bones move that Motor City Machine Guns do. But Johnny Gargano ends up blowing Sabian, super kicks Shelly in the face, and then you see Ciampa going back up onto the apron with a big smile on his face. Johnny Gargano kind of backs up into him. He turns around and he smiles back, and he tags in Ciampa and says, oh, I didn't think that would work. They did the meet in the middle, and then Ciampa pins Shelly for the 1, 2, 3. So now we have new tag team champions who also have gone heel. So this is a week for the tag teams to go heel, I guess, because you have Kofi and Xavier went heel on Monday Night Raw. Now DIY goes heel on Smackdown. It's crazy. I like it. I fucking like it. I don't know, like, a lot of people like the Motor Machine Guns, but you know, they just seem to be too corny, and I don't know. So I'm kind of glad they kind of got their titles, and now maybe they can like work their way up and do something with them. You know what I'm saying? Make them more grittier and raw, I guess. Anyway, congratulations to DIY. We had the Bloodline, Solo's Bloodline. We just had Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga, because Tonga Loa was injured from, I think, a bicep injury, and also he's not in the Bloodline, but he was on the War Games. Bronson Reed got injured from a foot injury, but both of these men will be probably gone for a couple of months. They came in pretty much hot, right? They were obviously mad for losing at the War Games of the Survivor Series, and poor Apollo Crews got his ass whipped. And then there was a segment between Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, and Andrade, and they pretty much just took out LA Knight and Andrade. Shinsuke Nakamura was smart enough to just be like, no, I don't want none of this, and exit out the ring. So Solo ends up saying that, you know, He's still the bloodline. He's still the tribal chief. He's still the head of the table. He's sick and tired of being taken as a joke. The bloodline is still like the the dominant faction in the business and everything else like that. So I don't know what all that meant. I really don't. Other than maybe I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Solo versus Roman soon enough. But other than that, I have no idea. It was like a kid having a tantrum and want to take his ball home and just take his basketball and leave the court because he's mad because he lost or something. I have no idea what's going on, but that's what happened. So another thing that happened, we had Kevin Owens in his car and Michael Cole was going out having an interview in his car. And the reason why that is because I think Nick Aldis doesn't want him in the building, or he don't want to be, or he doesn't want to abide by Nick Aldis' rules being in the building. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But either or, we have Kevin Owens and Michael Cole and Kevin Owens were in the car, which was hilariously funny and such a good segment. I really enjoyed it. Michael Cole was just like, you're being ridiculous and everything else like that. And it's like, why are you mad at Cody Rhodes and everything like that? And then Kevin Owens like, are you serious? Did you not see what Roman Reigns did to me for the last 4 years and stuff like that and everything else? Right? And then he goes, Cody Rhodes goes and teams up with him and stuff like that. Cody Rhodes is my friend. He was my friend, right? I would never do that to a friend. You'll never do that to your friend because you don't know Michael Cole because you don't have any friends, right? Michael Cole's like, well, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn all helped Roman Reigns. And, just like on Monday when they talked about Jey Uso helping his cousin Roman Reigns, it's like when Rollins like last family. Pretty much what Kevin Owens said about Jimmy and Jay's like, well, you know what? They always been his buffoons or his doofuses or something like that. They're family. They're supposed to help him. I understand that. And as far as like Sami Zayn is concerned, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, right? So I would not be surprised if we see a Sami versus Kevin Owens maybe at WrestleMania, right? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. That's one thing that my few rivalries, my favorite feuds is Kevin versus Sami. They got the best feuds ever. But, it was basically like Kevin Owens is basically like, he did this, he did that to me. He's like, well, you should learn to forgive him and everything like that. And it's like, forgive him? Nah, my focus is just on taking that title away from Cody Rhodes. Now, let me just say this. If Kevin Owens wins the title at Saturday Night's Main Event, I will not be mad about that at all, because that could teach Cody Rhodes the lessons of being nice to everybody and stuff like that. I also think it's a little bit too cliched to have like not Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton come out and save Cody and stuff like that. Maybe cause a disqualification or whatever, something. I don't know, but having Cody Rhodes lose the title, I think will probably be best, because I think that could also spark something between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Gonna be like, I kept you from keeping that title so you can keep the title, and you just lose it to Kevin Owens. Like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? So I can see that being a thing as well. So basically, at the end, Michael Cole pretty much called I think he called him delusional, or he said he was being petty. He said he was being petty and everything else like that. But Owens got upset, pretty much kicked Michael Cole out of his. He says, Michael Cole, get out of my rental car. I'm done talking to you. So Michael Cole gets out of the rental car, right? And he's about to walk away. He's like, hey, Michael, right? And Michael goes in and he like leans in like into the window, and then Kevin Owens just rolls up the window and then drives away. And I'm like, I don't know why I laughed so hard at that, but it was so funny. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I think, like I said, I don't mind if they pull that trigger. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they do it. If they don't do it this main event Saturday, which is next week, I think on the 14th, and then there's another one in like February or not, is it February or January? I don't know. Whatever it's the one that's before Royal Rumble, because Royal Rumble is in February. I don't know if it's in the beginning of February or at the end of February. I'm not sure, but whatever that Saturday is before the Royal Rumble. So I don't know when they pull that trigger, but I feel like they should pull that trigger. The last thing I want to talk about is Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable. So Cody Rhodes, he actually started the show off, and he was basically talking about, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Saturday Night Main Event, and all the stars that are going to be there. Oh, by the way, one of the announcers besides Michael Cole and Corey Graves is going to be Jesse Ventura. Now, I don't know if Jesse Ventura is going to do the whole show. I don't know if he's going to do a match. But I actually like Jesse Ventura. One of the reasons I started actually wrestling with my brother and stuff like that. I thought he was really cool back in the day. So he will be announced. He'll be at the announce table. Like I said, not sure what position he's going to be in, but it's cool. And yeah, so he was talking about Saturday Night Main Event, all the stars that are going to be there and everything else like that. By the way, Saturday Night Main Event is going to be on NBC. It's going to be on actual TV. But instead, here comes Chad Gable with American Made, and Chad Gable came out and he basically saying the reason why he is at Smackdown was because Nick Aldis is willing to do some kind of a trade as and stuff. Also, I might mention that Gunther was also at SmackDown talking to Nick Aldis. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther moves to SmackDown and Cody Rhodes moves to Raw when they go to NXT. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they move like all the SmackDown champions onto Raw and all the Raw championships to SmackDown, because you're gonna want the best of the best, you know what I mean, and change it up a little bit when you get to Netflix and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised that would happen. But that being said, yeah. So like I said, Chad Gable was talking about Nick Aldis wanting to for American Made to come to SmackDown. I think that would be good for American Made actually, and everything else. And he basically was telling Cody how he looked up to Cody and how he wanted to be like Cody and everything else like that. But it turns out Cody is a bad person and Cody is not a very good friend, and that basically Kevin Owens is right about Rhodes, which he is right. Cody Rhodes is a bad friend. Anyways, basically telling him off and stuff like that. And then, ended up like, if I wasn't in the suit, I would kick your ass right now. And Cody Rhodes is like basically like, I don't understand why you just so against me, because you and I are pretty much the same, right? We pretty much went to the same kind of like, had the same sort of failures and had to go through the same kind of path. Because you remember when you were Shorty G? I love Shorty G. Okay, I'm sorry. I maybe other people didn't, but Shorty G was great. I loved it. And let me introduce myself. And then the whole, the crowd was shouting, Shorty G, Shorty G. And then Cody Rhodes was, don't worry about it, because I was Stardust. And the crowd started counting Stardust, and everything else like that. Basically, at the end of the segment, you had Cody Rhodes basically told Chad Gable, when you're talking to Nick Aldis, also lace up your boots, because you and I are going to have a match tonight. So they end up having the match. Chad Gable pretty much worked Cody's ankle and chin, because at one point he had an injury and stuff like that. One of the American Made ends up being a distraction, and again, so much that Jessica Carr, who was the ref at the time, ended up ejected them from ringside, so they all had to leave. So at one point you think that Chad Gable was gonna get Rhodes in an ankle lock, but and he even took off Cody Rhodes' boot with a bad ankle and everything else just to make it worse, right? So Cody Rhodes is wrestling with one boot on and one black sock. It was just funny. So Cody Rhodes did a Cody Cutter from the third rope onto Chad Gable. Chad Gable ended up reversing it and ended up just putting him in an ankle lock, and also this, I think he power slams him and ends up going for the moonsault. But by that time Cody was like up already, and he just, he did the moonsault, but he lands on his feet. He kind of like backs up into Cody Rhodes, who grabs him and puts him in a ridiculously like well served fucking crossroads. He fucking like I'm not Cody Rhodes, but Chad Gable. Cody Rhodes' delivery to that crossroads, and Chad Gable taking that Cody Rhodes was like amazing. That crossroads was amazing. Like, it just looked like it just legitimately fucking gave him a headache for the rest of his life. And he got the 1-2-3 pin, and that was pretty much all she wrote. I don't know what this means for the Gables and American Made. I don't think he can afford any more losses, because even Cody Rhodes is like, well, what happens when you lose again? Are you gonna take it out on Otis? Not Otis. You're gonna take it out on Brodus and the other people. You're gonna, make, Ivory Niles feel bad, like you did after Academy and stuff. So I don't know what this means for Chad Gable, but maybe Chad Gable can go after that United States title and get it away from Nakamura. I am not sure, but that was it. It was a good Smackdown. I'm looking forward to Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. I'm not going to go into that a little bit. I'm not going into that again because I just went to that with the whole Smackdown segment. It was the whole Kevin Owens segment, so there's no need. But that is all. But anyways, I will see you guys. Bye! So, apparently after I had made this video, I saw a clip of Cody Rhodes in the ring, like sitting in the middle of the ring, tending to his injured leg, and Kevin Owens came in the ring and pretty much attacked Cody Rhodes to where they were end up fighting all over the arena and everything else like that, and they just ended like this fighting in the clip. So I wanted to go ahead and throw that in there because apparently that is going to be a factor going into Saturday night's main event. It's going to be Cody Rhodes' injured leg this time. Kevin Owens is going to pull the trigger, and he's going to work on that injured leg for sure. So I don't know, does he actually win the title, or does Orton come and save Cody Rhodes? Not really sure what's going to happen. We'll see a Saturday night main event, but I think I might cover Saturday night's main event, by the way. I'm not sure yet, but if I do, well, you'll find out. I'll make a video for it for Friday, I guess. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. This time, for real now, I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye!